Hey guys, it's Ben, and in this video I want to show you guys my new 55-gallon tank. I will share some of my tips on how I cycled my 55 gallons so quickly. Usually the nitrogen cycle takes about 8 to 10 weeks. I did mine in only 5 days. And I want to show you how to generally keep a tank looking great. So let's begin discussing the steps on cycling your tank. So here's what I did. To start off this horrible process, I gravel vacuumed my substrate from an old tank and took the old water from the previous 29-gallon tank and filled it up with this one. Before turning on my 2 filters, this water was dark brown. So that's the first thing that I did. The second step I took was I removed an old filter cartridge and placed it in the tank and moved it around a bit, since the cartridge carries lots of bacteria and waste, which is a huge jump start to this process. I also would trim my live plants and put the leaves into this tank so that all the bacteria can begin growing in this tank. I did a fish cycle, which means I added fish to the new aquarium and got them to eat and poop, which boosted the cycle. Basically taking water and trying to make it as dirty as possible. Now my tank is ready for the next step. A few days later, I filled the aquarium with aqua powder soil for substrate and slowly transferred bacteria over from the waste in the dirt. You can imagine how dark my water must have been now. As you can tell, I got many plants in this tank, which I love so much. They are very green and healthy, just look amazing. Here, I'll show you guys. Got some Amazon swords there and some tall Vallisneria in the corner. Before transferring every plant over to this tank, I first bought 3 bags of Flourish root tabs and buried them right under where I wanted my plants to go. This allows my plants to absorb all the minerals and nutrients it needs by using its roots to feed, since they consume 80% of their nutrients through substrate and root tabs. Aquarium plants help break down ammonia, which isn't good for fish, and turns it into nitrates. After about 5 days, I got into more detail with my setup. I placed rocks from outside into my tank and created a wall with caves along the back wall of the aquarium. I'll give you guys a better look. Here's the rock wall that I created. These caves are for fish to lay eggs, shrimp to hide in, and simply just for decoration. Then I placed my Malaysian driftwood strategically everywhere around the base to give it a more natural Amazon River look. Once you think your tank is cycled after water testing and still have your fish alive swimming, that's a good sign. Now was a good time to transfer the rest of my fish and get them used to the water temperature by keeping them in the bag and floating in the tank water for about 15 minutes. While the fish are in the bag, I transferred most of my plants around. I had about 30 plants to transfer, so it consumed a lot of time. Day 5, I went to my local pet store and purchased a large school of black phantom tetras and bloodfin tetras with a few otocichlids suckers and shrimp. And this here is the final result. Let me know in the comments what you guys think and if you like my advice/tips and if it worked for you guys. Thanks for watching.